The night we obtained our marriage license. I found my wife Sophia in bed with the campus heartthrob. I leaned against the doorframe. My phone camera pointed straight at them. 3 years we dated. And you made me wait until marriage. I said. Quite the wedding night surprise you've got for me here. Huh? The two of them froze on the spot. Sophia shrieked and scrambled to grab her clothes to cover herself. Lucas reacted faster. Rolling right off the bed onto the carpet. Go on. I said with a soft, cold smile. You two were pretty into it a second ago. Weren't you? Keep going. I'll film your final project for you. Title it The Campus Heartthrob and His Married Senior. Sophia went deathly pale. Her voice shaking. Ethan. Let me explain. Hold the explanations. I cut her off. Zooming the camera in. Let me take a few screenshots first. Pick a filter. You're my wife. After all. Gotta make you look pretty. Lucas finally got his pants on. Eyes blazing as he lunged at me to grab the phone. I stepped aside and kicked him hard in the stomach. Easy there. Freshman. I said. Looking down at him. Your senior hasn't paid for today's private lesson yet. Sophia wrapped herself in the blanket and dropped to her knees. Tears spilling instantly. Ethan. It's not what you think. I made a mistake. Just this once. Just this once. On the day we got our marriage license. You snuck around with a college boy. I scoffed. I tapped send on my phone. The photos went straight to Sophia's family group chat. Lucas's department-wide student group. And most importantly, to Lucas's actual girlfriend, the one whose father was one of the wealthiest donors at the college. I added a caption. Congrats to your campus heartthrob on hitting a new milestone. Married senior, level unlocked. Notification pings exploded like firecrackers. Sophia's phone buzzed violently. She glanced down and saw 99 unread messages in the group. At the top was a 60-second voice note from her mother. Opening with a shriek, Sophia Hale. You shameless little. Lucas panicked too. His lock screen was still a close-up selfie of him and his rich girlfriend. And now her messages were blowing up his phone nonstop. I helpfully hit answer for him and turned on speaker. The girl's sharp, furious voice filled the room at once. Lucas Bennett. You are dead meat. My dad's pulling all funding from your stupid short film. You'll never work in this industry again. I clicked my tongue and looked at Sophia. Hear that? Now that's how you catch someone cheating. Sophia crawled toward me, grabbing at my pant leg. Ethan. Please. We can talk about this at home. Don't make a scene. Home. I bent down and patted her cheek mockingly. Which home? The practice studio you rented for Lucas with my paycheck. Or the hotel you two check into every month like clockwork. I pulled a stack of screenshots from my pocket and slapped them down in front of her. Gaming PC. 31,000. Last Christmas. Limited edition Jordans. 8,800. This Valentine's Day. Anne. I flipped to the top one. Hilton Couples Suite. 8 hourly stays. 998 each. Wow. All charged to my paycheck card. Sophia's lips trembled. She couldn't get a single word out. I crouched down to meet her eyes. You know what the funniest part is? Sophia. My mom was just singing your praises last month. Saying how sweet and thoughtful you were. She was gonna sign over the old family house to you. Good thing she never got around to signing the papers. Otherwise I'd have given away both the house and the wife. I stood up and looked at the frozen Lucas. Don't worry. Kiddo. Your senior takes real good care of you. Tomorrow I'll have your academic advisor present you with an award Gold Digger of the Year. Lucas's face flushed and paled by turns. Finally he spat out. She came on to me. She said you were cold and distant. That's why she. Oh. I raised an eyebrow. I'm cold and distant. Then you better eat more kidney pie. Buddy. Wouldn't want you passing out mid-session again. I waved my phone. Video doesn't lie. That whole 3-minute performance you just gave. I don't think Campus Heartthrob is gonna stick after this. Sophia suddenly threw herself at me, wrapping her arms around my leg. Ethan. I'm begging you. I'll do anything, just don't divorce me. I sighed and stroked her hair. Anything at all. She nodded frantically. Like she'd grabbed a lifeline. I handed her my other phone. Then call your mom. Put it on speaker. Tell her exactly how much of my money you've spent keeping him. Sophia froze. Tears clinging to her eyelashes. Unsure whether to let them fall or hold them back. I helpfully pressed mom for her. The second the call connected, Mrs. Hale's booming voice came through. Sophia. What's with those photos in the group? Talk to me right now. I looked at Sophia and smiled softly. Go on. Wife. Tell your mom how much tuition you send Lucas from my bank account every month. Sophia shook like a leaf in the wind. On the other end of the line, her mother had already started screaming insults. Lucas tried to sneak away, but I grabbed him by the back of his collar. Running. We're not done settling the bill. Mrs. Hale's roar blasted from the speaker. Sophia Hale. Have you lost your mind? The whole group's talking about you cheating. How am I supposed to show my face after this? Sophia cried out mom. Through her tears. But I held the speaker button down, broadcasting every word loud and clear. I held the phone up and spoke calmly. Don't get so worked up. Mrs. Hale. I've got the full video right here. Your daughter's quite the performer. Wanna hear it? Mrs. Hale went silent for 2 seconds. Then yelled even louder. What video? Ethan Voss. You stop spreading lies. My Sophia is a good girl. Good enough to cheat on her wedding day. I smiled. I started reading off the receipts. February 14th this year. Bloom Time delivery app. 99 Ecuadorian roses. Same day rush delivery. 1. 314 yuan. Note. Happy Valentine's Day. Lucas. Card ending in 7788 my paycheck card. The line went dead silent. Lucas's face turned purple. He lunged for the phone. But I dodged him easily. Mrs. Hale finally broke. Her voice trembling. Sophia. You really did this. Sophia burst into sobs and threw herself at the phone to hang up. No sooner had the call ended than we heard the clack of high heels running down the hallway. Lucas Bennett. Get out here right now. I turned around. It was Lucas's girlfriend Charlotte Grant, the only daughter of the media college's biggest patron. Lucas dropped to his knees with a thud in front of Charlotte. Charlotte. I swear I was tricked. I had no idea. Smack. Charlotte raised her hand and slapped him hard. Clean and sharp. Lucas didn't even flinch from the pain. He crawled half a step and clung to her calf. I really didn't know. She cried. She threw fits. She said Ethan was abusive. I felt bad for her. Bad enough to sleep with her in a hotel room. Tears sprang to Lucas's eyes instantly. I'm sorry. Charlotte. You can hit me. Yell at me. Whatever you want. Just let me off the hook. After 3 years together. Please. Don't you dare talk about us. You piece of trash. Charlotte turned to me. Ethan. Thank you. I'd still be stuck with this lying scumbag if it weren't for you. I nodded politely. Then skipped the video to the most damning clip and held it out to her. HD 3-minute special. It's yours. Charlotte's expression shifted from rage to pure pity. 3 minutes. And he still had the nerve to cheat. I glanced at my watch. Exactly 9 p.m. I snapped a few more photos of the messy bed for good measure. Honey. I'm sorry. Please forgive me just this once. We can go home right now. I'll be a good wife. I promise. Too late. I smiled. Showing my teeth. From here on out. We're gonna take this nice and slow. The next morning at 8:30. I'd just stepped into my office when my phone blew up with 99 messages. Get on TikTok. Sophia's mom is live streaming about you. A coworker knocked on my door. Ethan. You gotta see this live stream. Your mother-in-law is dragging your name through the mud online. A TikTok notification popped up. Mrs. Hale seeking justice live. The hashtag read. Cheating husband leaks private photos ruins daughter's reputation justice for Sophia. Wow. Mrs. Hale was sitting in front of the camera in sunglasses. Sobbing her story. Everyone. My daughter had private photos leaked by her scumbag husband. He edited fake explicit videos of her and posted them to ruin her life. Please. Help us get justice. Over 30,000 people were watching. Comments flying across the screen. On screen. She pulled out a stack of printed photo shots from the scene last night. But edited to crop out Lucas entirely. All you could see was a disheveled Sophia. She pointed to a photo of me. This is him. He filmed her without permission and faked videos to slander my daughter. If he doesn't delete them, he'll ruin her whole life. With her twisted version of events. Clueless netizens bought it hook, line, and sinker. They called me a pervert. Said I deserve to die for violating a woman's privacy. Comments flooded in. Don't cry. Ma'am. Dox this guy. Let's crowdfund some payback. I sipped my coffee. Pulled up my verified TikTok account. Ethan Voslaw. I dropped 10 consecutive premium virtual gifts. Pinning my comment straight to the top of the chat. Mrs. Hale stared at the flashy on-screen effects. Stunned. Thank you. I unmuted my mic. My voice booming through the stream. Take it easy. Ma'am. I've got the full, unedited HD video right here. Any expert can verify it's not doctored. Want me to send it to your DMs? The live stream went dead silent. Then the comments flipped completely. No way. The husband's here. Full HD and censored. Send it. I can spot a fake from a mile away. I've seen thousands of these. Let me take a look. I'll tell you if it's real. Mrs. Hale's face turned so green even her filter couldn't hide it. She reached to end the stream. But her shaking hand flipped the camera, instead revealing my living room behind her. Our wedding photo propped up on the shelf. The comments exploded again. Ma'am. Why are you in his living room? They're married. So either it's kinky roleplay. Or she got caught cheating. I helpfully typed a message into the chat. Everyone. My wife cheated on me on our wedding day. I caught them in the act. Photo proof attached. Feel free to screenshot for the record. The screen went black. Mrs. Hale had ended the stream in utter humiliation. The conference room erupted in applause. I closed my laptop and told my assist, Aunt, save that screen recording. It's all evidence for the lawsuit. 10 minutes later, Mrs. Hale stormed into the law firm. I handed her a glass of warm water. What's wrong? Ma'am. Why'd you end the stream? Her finger trembled as she pointed at me. What do you want from us? I laid out the divorce papers and a list of restitution. Smiling. Sign the papers. Pay back the money. And we're done. Your call. Mrs. Hale grabbed the hem of my suit jacket. Clinging to it. Ethan. Sophia made a mistake. Divorce is so humiliating. Let's just drop this and go home. Okay. We can work it out. I leaned down and smiled. Tell me the truth. Mrs. Hale. Is it the downtown apartment you don't want to lose? Or the monthly allowance I deposit into your account? Her sobs cut off instantly. Her face flushed red, then pale with shame. I added helpfully, if you really care about your daughter, pay back all the training fees I've covered for Lucas these past 3 years. Total comes to 278,000 yuan. I'll even waive the small change. Mrs. Hale's lips trembled. You're lying. I jerked my chin toward the front desk. Security. Show her out. The clack of her heels faded down the hallway. I turned back to my assistant. Cut that whole exchange into a legal tips short. Title it, Mothers-in-law don't care about the son-in-law. They care about the deed and the bank account. Back in my office. I texted Charlotte. My mother-in-law just put on a whole show at my firm. Tried to cancel me on TikTok this morning. Then bailed when she got called out. Total humiliation. Charlotte texted back instantly. Need me to handle anything? Me, sent you the video. Check it out. Charlotte. Cool. I'll buy you a drink when you're done with work. I'm making her walk away with nothing this time. The words surprised even me when I said them out loud. Charlotte replied, You really okay with that? I nodded. Only thing I'll miss is the 278,000 relationship fund I poured into her. She laughed softly. You're taking this pretty well. I set down my coffee mug. My voice calm. It's not about taking it well. I'm just done paying for another man's girlfriend and their hotel rooms. For 3 years. I'd honored Sophia's promise to wait until marriage. I'd gone through more toys than I could count. Looking back, it was all just a joke. Charlotte asked suddenly, What about that downtown apartment? You just gonna let it go? I scoffed. It's in my mom's name. She can't touch it. I put my phone away and drove home. When I walked in, Sophia was sitting on the couch holding her cat. Her eyes red and puffy. I pointed toward the front door. You've got 20 minutes. Grab your stuff and get out. She threw herself at me, grabbing my sleeve. Ethan. This is our home. Where am I supposed to go? I already listed it on Zillow. A buyer's coming to see it this afternoon. She froze. Then where do I live? I nodded toward the budget hotel across the street. Room 1314. You know the place well. Mention your name. You'll probably get a discount. She went to pack, sniffling the whole time. I leaned against the doorframe and timed her. 20 minutes later. I tossed Sophia and her luggage out the door and clicked it shut behind them. I went to her room and pulled open a drawer. An unopened box of condoms clattered to the floor. I dug deeper. Hotel receipts. Rose Sweet charge slips. Morning after pills. Underneath it all, a cheating journal. I scoffed. Wow. You were more thoughtful than I gave you credit for. Filed all the evidence for me. Thanks, wife. Divorce gift received and accounted for. I lined up the condoms, hotel receipts, and journal. Took a photo and sent it to Charlotte. She replied, "Nice work." I grabbed my suitcase and headed downstairs. In the parking garage, Charlotte's red G-Wagon had its hazards on. She rolled down the window. "Get in. I'll give you a ride." I raised an eyebrow. "That's nice of you." She tapped her phone. "I've got an empty apartment nearby. We can swing by. I've got some more documents for you." I smiled. Pleasure doing business. It was my first time stepping into that luxury penthouse. The door swung open. The living room lights were off. On the couch, a lace nightgown was draped over a pair of stockings. Next to it stood a cordless wand massager, glowing faintly red. Charlotte snatched it up and stuffed it in a drawer, her ears turning pink. "Haven't been here to clean in a while." I raised an eyebrow. "Looks like you know more about stress relief than I do." She tried to play it cool. "It's just a tool, Ethan," she said, changing the subject. "Make yourself at home. I'll head out." She practically ran out the door before she finished speaking. The corner of my mouth tugged up. I almost laughed out loud. She was actually kind of cute when she was flustered. That night, lying in the apartment bed, my phone buzzed. It was Lucas. I put it on speaker. His voice was shaking. "Ethan, please don't make this any bigger. The school's gonna expel me. And Charlotte's breaking up with me." I spoke slowly. "Fine. Pay back all the money my wife spent on you all these years. And we'll talk. I got Sophia lots of gifts too these 3 years. Just the hotel rooms alone cost me thousands." I replied lazily, 3 years of dating. And only thousands. "Got it. I'm recording this. We'll add it to the bill." He went silent for 3 seconds. Then forced out, "What about the video?" I chuckled. "Delete it. Maybe after you pay up." I hung up and forwarded the recording to Charlotte. My phone rang again. It was Sophia. "Hello," I said. Still lazy. "Ethan Voss. Don't you dare go too far." Sophia's voice was raw from crying. "Why should I walk away with nothing?" "Yeah. I spent your money. But we're married. Aren't you supposed to take care of me?" I snapped awake instantly. Another one walking right into the trap. I hit speaker and hit record. "So you admit you spent 278,000 yuan of my salary on Lucas these past 3 years. The line went dead silent. I kept going. My voice soft and cutting. "Thanks for keeping that journal. Sophia. Saved me the trouble of investigating." She panicked. You found it." I scoffed. "What do you think?" "We need to talk." She snapped. "Sure. Pick the time and place." I hung up, dropped the recording into my evidence folder, and texted Charlotte. "Negotiations tomorrow. The scumbag's gonna be there. Wanna come watch the show?" Charlotte replied instantly. "Wouldn't miss it." I put my phone on silent. Tomorrow was gonna be a show. I needed to rest up. The next day at the coffee shop, I pushed the door open. Charlotte right behind me. Lucas went pale the second he saw Charlotte. "Charlotte. What are you doing here?" "What?" "Not happy to see the actual girlfriend?" I teased. He forced a calm expression. "We wanted to talk to you alone." "My hearing's bad," Charlotte said flatly. "You two talk. I'm just here for the scenery." "Cut the crap. Spit it out," I said. Sophia spoke first. "Ethan. We just got married. If we divorce now, what will our families think?" I scoffed. "You were in bed with him in room 1314 on our wedding day. Where was this concern about what people think then? You cheated on me for 3 years. Why didn't you think about the consequences?" She choked. Then rushed to add, "I'll do anything. Just don't divorce me." "Fine. Pay back the 278,000 first." Then post a public apology letter detailing your 3-year affair on your social media. Can you do that? Lucas cut in. Ethan. Let's handle this privately. Charlotte laughed coldly. Lucas. Shut up. You don't get to demand privacy. I was done wasting time. Hurry up. 10 minutes. Then we're done here. Sophia's eyes were red. It was just a mistake. A mistake that lasted 3 years. You wrote every detail down in that journal. Every hotel stay. Every time. Every place. You didn't miss a single one. Lucas suddenly pulled out his phone and held up a photo of Charlotte and me walking into the apartment together. Don't think I don't know you stayed at Charlotte's place last night. You two are just as bad. What do you call this? I glanced at it and laughed. Legally speaking. All this proves is we walked into an apartment together. It means nothing. You too. On the other hand. I caught you red-handed. Got the video and the journal to prove it. Charlotte added. Besides. It's my apartment. I can bring whoever I want. None of your business. Lucas's fingers shook. The photo was useless. I tapped the table. 2 options. 1. Be at the county clerk's office at 9 tomorrow morning. Sign the divorce papers. Walk away with nothing. 2. I submit the full video and all bank records to the court. You still walk away with nothing. Sophia went white as a sheet. Ethan. You said you loved me more than anything. You wouldn't really do this. Right. You're just scaring me. I don't want a divorce. I love you. Now you love me. Where was this love before? I said flatly. See you in court. Ethan. Don't push your luck. Lucas snapped. Losing his cool. I'm pushing my luck. I laughed bitterly. I never even touched my own wife. And you got to eat off my dime and sleep with her for free. And you're calling me out. Lucas had nothing to say to that. Let's go. See you in court. Charlotte stood up quickly and followed me out. You were pretty badass in there. She said. Don't keep it to yourself. Tell all your pretty friends. I teased. I was so in love with her I didn't see it. I was such an idiot. Those two deserve each other. I swore. Charlotte laughed hard. Big shot lawyer Ethan Voss got played. Don't tell me you were a simp back then. No one's a simp unless they actually cared. I murmured. Charlotte's smile faded. She looked like she was thinking about something too. In the end. Sophia still clung to a sliver of hope. She couldn't believe the man who'd loved her so much would actually take her to court. On the day of the trial. She showed up crying her eyes out. She didn't have a lawyer. And spoke for herself from the defendant's stand. Your Honor. Ethan was emotionally and physically abusive for years. He left me alone on our wedding night. And he took those photos of me without permission. He never treated me like a wife. He has mental issues. And he can't even perform. I was neglected and abused this whole time. Worst of all. He hit me on our wedding night. I was so miserable I had to find someone to talk to. I knew there was more to this. Poor girl. Stuck with a man who can't even satisfy her. I hate men who hit women. Disgusting. Right. He can't even do his job and he still hits her. Murmurs rippled through the gallery. I pressed a remote. The screen lit up with security footage from the hotel on our wedding night. Sophia and Lucas walking in arm. Then, the journal entries appeared on screen next. First date with the freshman. He was amazing. So happy. Husband's working late. Spent an hour doing my makeup to go out. Lucas was off his game tonight. Husband got paid today. Bought Lucas his favorite gift. Feeling great. One piece of damning evidence after another. Sophia's sobs cut off instantly. The whole courtroom went silent. I nodded toward the judge. Your Honor. That concludes my statement. I request a divorce on grounds of adultery. Repayment of 278,654 yuan in misappropriated marital funds. 500,000 yuan in emotional distress damages for 3 years of deception. And that Mr. Bennett be held jointly liable. The judge adjusted his glasses. Defendant. Do you have anything to add? Sophia's lips trembled. Finally she forced out. I withdraw my statement. We're the defendants. We can't withdraw. Lucas whispered to her. A low chuckle rippled through the gallery. The gavel fell. The court will issue its ruling at a later date. I closed my files and turned to leave. Mrs. Hale was the first to snap. My daughter is innocent. That boy seduced her. A live stream reporter held a mic up to Sophia. Ms. Hale. Your mother says Mr. Bennett seduced you. Do you agree with that? Sophia opened her mouth. But Lucas spoke first. Panicked. Bullshit. She was the one who. Smack. All hell broke loose as the two of them turned on each other. In the hallway. Charlotte whistled. You were on fire in there. Counselor. I gave a faint smile. Justice delayed is still justice. Outside the courthouse. Charlotte insisted on taking me out to celebrate. Let's go to Lantern Court. It's on me tonight. I raised an eyebrow. Going all out. Huh. She grinned. Worth it to celebrate those two getting totally ruined. Charlotte ordered a bottle of champagne and raised her glass. To justice. Better late than never. I clinked my glass against hers. And to all the years we spent being played for fools. She leaned in suddenly. Ethan. Has anyone ever told you that when you're in court? You're unbelievably hot. I finished for her. Ruthless. She smiled. Her eyes crinkling. Ruthless in a way that makes your heart race. She rested her chin on her hand. Looking at me. If I kissed you right now. Would that be taking advantage? Absolutely. I looked up and smiled. But you have my permission. She froze for half a second. Then leaned in. Her lips brushed the corner of my mouth. My heartbeat drowned out the sound of the river wind. I heard my own voice say. Charlotte. I think I'm starting to like the side effects of this revenge. That night, we went back to her apartment together. Ethan. She said. Changing the subject. Do we feel like two idiots to you? I smiled. At least now we don't have to pay for someone else's relationship anymore. She hummed in agreement. What are your plans now? She asked casually. First. Find someone decent. Have a relationship that's actually worth it. She raised an eyebrow. Half joking. Half serious. What? Am I not good enough? I didn't answer right away. I just reached up and flipped the main light switch off. Charlotte made a small, surprised sound. Her voice so soft it was almost a whisper. In the dark. Every breath felt louder mine. Hers. Weaving together into the same rhythm. Good enough or not, I laughed low in my throat. Gotta test the goods first. She didn't step back. She stepped closer. I hooked my finger through the belt of her coat and tugged her toward me. Her back hit the edge of the drawer with a soft thud. The faint red glow of the massager seeped out through the crack. Just a tool. Huh. I leaned in. My lips brushing her ear. Put it away tonight. Try the real thing instead. Her earlobe burned. But her fingertips were ice cold. They brushed lightly against my collarbone, curious. Tentative. Like a cat testing the waters. Or like striking a match. I bowed my head. Her bra strap had slipped down her arm without either of us noticing. Ethan. Her voice was barely a breath. Don't just test the goods. Give me a score. I chuckled low and kissed her earlobe. 10 out of 10. But this is just the interest. As I spoke. I pinned her wrists above her head against the cold glass cabinet. Then the lights flipped on. She'd reached up and hit the dimmer switch. You've got your interest. She whispered. The principal. She dragged the word out. Leaning in to finish in my ear. You can collect next time. All of it. Deal? I traced a line across her palm. I'll put it on your tab. That night? She went home. I lay in bed for hours. Unable to sleep. 30 days after the divorce was finalized. I listed the old house with a realtor and got in a rideshare. I'd booked an oceanfront king suite. I tossed my luggage on the bed. And my phone buzzed right on cue. Ready. Got a surprise for you tonight. The corner of my mouth tugged up. I texted back. Tonight I'm collecting every last bit of principal and interest. Charlotte, someone holds a grudge. Threw that thing out. By the way. You know what I mean. Me, be right there. I grabbed a beer and headed downstairs. In the distance. I saw a small stage set up on the beach. A few girls adjusting the sound system. I found a seat in the corner and popped open my beer. Charlotte stepped onto the stage with an acoustic guitar. Her voice was clear and beautiful. Throw the old keys into the waves. Write the new days into the wind. I smiled to myself. Those lyrics might as well have been written for the two of us. When the song ended, I clapped louder than anyone. Charlotte nodded at me. Her eyes crinkling into smiles. The show ended. And most of the crowd left. Charlotte walked toward me through the soft sand. She grinned. showing a little fong. Hey. Handsome. I'm Charlotte. I wrote that song. Just got out of a relationship. So. Sorry if it's a bummer. I raised an eyebrow. Funny. Today marks 1 month since my divorce. We stared at each other for 2 seconds. Then burst out laughing at the same time. Charlotte's eyes glinted playfully. Come on. Let's go up to your room. See if you're really as good as you think you are. The corner of my mouth tugged up. Really? Oh. I'm good. Overtime costs extra. Though. She laughed. Deal. So. Charlotte said. Glancing at me. What does divorce feel like? Like pulling a crooked wisdom tooth. I took a sip of beer. Hurts for 3 days. But you feel better forever after. She laughed. Then I better get mine pulled soon. The wind messed up her short hair. I reached out and tucked a strand behind her ear. In that moment, I realized something. Your heart can race from excitement. Not just anger. By 2 a.m. Only the wind was left on the terrace. Charlotte sat on the railing, hugging her knees, and spoke suddenly. Wanna come watch the sunrise with me at 5:20 tomorrow? What if I can't wake up? She held out her pinky. Then you have to write me songs. For the rest of your life. I hooked my pinky around hers and smiled. Deal. 3 months later. I held Charlotte's hand as we walked back into the city. I slipped a bank card into her palm. Finished the songs. Royalties are all on here. She blinked. You're not scared I'll run off with the money? I waved my phone. Wherever you go, I'll follow. I've got all the time in the world now. I leaned down and kissed the top of her head. That's the story. The scores are settled. The revenge is done. But life's just getting started. Charlotte and Itwo people who got cheated on so bad we glowed finally turned our worst hands into a winning streak. And best of all, I'm never going back to those stupid toys again. Why settle for second best when you've got the real thing right there? We're gonna spend the rest of our days being happy, shameless, and totally into each other. Hey there. Could you rate this story in the comments? Use a scale of 1 to 10. Please, I am begging you. It really means a lot to me. And if you like this kind of content, don't forget to hit follow.